Today we are up at our corner property. I'm going to do a quick little video on foraging maple buds. Just found out recently that you can eat the little buds that come off a maple, and I'll show you right here. Now we just trimmed these maple trees, the branches, and there's buds all over, so we'll collect some of these and we are going to pickle them. Beauty. Now normally you can't pick these so easily because the branches are so dang high on a big leaf maple. For instance, these came from way up there, but like I said, we had them trimmed, and there's probably some buds laying on the ground over there. That's where we first discovered them. We just saw them laying around in the ground and decided to check it out. So people use these in a salad. They even say you can bread them, put them like in a batter, things like that. You can pickle them, and we're going to try pickling them. So you can see as these outer leaves start to open, the bud is exposed, and we were finding them all over the ground because we had a pretty strong windstorm that knocked a bunch of them loose. So that's how we discovered them. Normally we wouldn't have discovered these because, like I said, the branches are up high. We just wouldn't have seen them. We also have some branches that were trimmed from this maple here. There's buds on these as well. And we had them trim branches because we didn't want anything falling on the trailer that we're going to turn into a tiny home. And these big leaf maples are notorious for big old branches breaking off. So one nice thing about getting them off branches that were trimmed or broken, the maples are super hardy, these big leaf maples, and these branches will stay alive down here for quite a while. We have stumps that they just keep growing back more shoots off of them, so these are still fresh even though these branches were cut down last week. But the ones that blew down in the storm and they're on the ground, they'll probably only last like a couple days, and they start getting a little brown. Plus other little critters start eating them. So this is the perfect way to harvest them from some downed branches. And as you can see, I've got a lot of cleanup to do. We had our driveway put in up here, but having all these logs trimmed and trees brought down, I've got a mess to clean up and a lot of wood to chop. We are going to be having a power pole put in right over here, so we were clearing out some trees. Now another thing we are harvesting from these downed branches, and this one was a colossal big old knob that was sticking off of there, and when it hit the ground it was so rotten it just, a lot of it turned to dirt. But another thing we're harvesting off here is licorice fern roots, and you can put those in tea. Jen's picking them and cleaning them off.
So I clean off as best I can outside, and then I kind of soak them in water for a couple hours, and then I'll go and I'll just scrub them with my fingers and my fingernail and pick off any little roots, and then I just put them on a paper towel to dry, and then I save them for tea.
Okay, so we're going to try a big one and a little one and see if there's much taste difference or difference in the taste there. Biggie. It's like a kind of a bitter broccoli, kind of dusty tasting. I don't know.
You don't think it's citrusy?
Maybe a slight. Let's see with the little guy. About the same, really. The camera person, try one. But yeah, not too bad. It's got a weird taste. I think pickling will be good because it'll give it that pickling brine taste along with that dirty broccoli taste.
It's really strong flavored. I really like it.
Yeah. So we're going to let this sit for a minute because it is pretty hot and we don't want to cook this stuff. We want it to stay crunchy. So we'll let this cool down for a few minutes here and then we'll add it to the maple blossoms. Now you might have noticed we're using the Multi-Therm Control Universal Double Burner Stove. This is a vintage model. Jen's dad was using this to melt candle wax, and it actually works really well. It's just when it heats up, it keeps on heating up. So really, it's temperamental and
It's slow to heat up.
Slow to
and
heat
then
up,
it's
yeah.
very slow to cool down.
yeah. So we've kind of figured out how to use it. I would have cleaned it up, but kind of like the rusted vintage look. Ah, that's hot. But we did actually use steel wool on it to clean it up when it was really bad when we first got it, really dirty and had wax melted all over it. And we set it outside and let it cook for a while. I'm gonna need some Bactine.
Back.
Alright, so we're going to let these cool on the counter and we will try them in a week or two and let you know how they taste. Okay, so it has been about a month actually, so we're going to open her up and test it out.
How does it smell?
Like vinegar and plants. Alright.
Okay.
It's definitely tangy from the vinegar, but man, it's good. It's lost a lot of its earthy flavor. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a broccoli-ish type. Really good texture. Oop, I probably shouldn't have stuck my fork back in there.
Now it's just for us.
Oh well, we're the only ones eating it.
Yeah. I'm glad it kept the texture. I wasn't so sure it would.
Yeah. It was kind of just a basic brine that we did. But yeah, I'd call this one a success. This is really tasty.
I'm glad we got to try it. You know, we can't always reach the tree blossoms.
Yeah, we lucked out with the windstorm and then having some maples trimmed, like we said. So we'll try to do this again if we see them next year. But yeah, that's a winner.
Cool.
All right, so big leaf maple blossoms, really tasty. I've seen people do them. I might have mentioned this already, where they're even more in bloom, but we got them early and good stuff. They did, like I said, they lost that weird earthy dirt taste by soaking in this, so it really helps to do a little pickled version of this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Get out there and try some yourself. And happy foraging. See you next time. That's a big doe.